Hello and welcome to Team Twins Day. It's September 9th, 2020. Here we go, down to business. We're gonna have a kind of vehicle departure, arrival, driving themed team meeting today. So, driver requirements. Student drivers must have paperwork submitted and a tag issued to drive to school, starting now. We've given you some grace period, but that is over. So if you are going to come here tomorrow in a vehicle, you must have your paperwork with you when you get here. Otherwise, you cannot drive. That will become a discipline problem starting now. Drivers to JSC must use our parking lot, and the parking lot serves one purpose only: parking. Pretty straightforward. No loitering. That's kind of a corollary of the previous slide. So if it's got one purpose, and that's parking, it's not for loitering. So when you get here, come in. When you get dismissed, leave. That's it. Do not come to campus and hang out in the parking lot or wait on other people. Drivers, if you are not giving a ride to another student, you are to avoid Brook Street in front of our building. So just don't even drive in front of the building. And you've got a few options of other ways to get out, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Riders, if you're riding with someone else, you must, whether that's a student of ours or a parent, you must be picked up in front of the JSC building. Only drivers are allowed in our parking lot. So if you are going to ride with another student, the driver can go to the parking lot and retrieve their vehicle. Rider must remain here in front of the building until they're picked up by that driver. Guests, including anyone in a vehicle who comes to this campus to pick up a student, should conduct themselves in a fashion fitting for a school. I'm not going to elaborate on this too much, but departure procedures. All students must exit through the front doors upstairs. So I know we'd kind of floated the notion that maybe we would let people go any way they could get out, but we've had some issues. Everyone exits through the upstairs front door through the office. Mr. Oni's class, or the West Wing, the Tower of Knowledge, we are going to open that door so that we don't have congestion over by South Library and West Wing door. But the door at the front, the black one with the window by Mr. Oni's room, will also be open, but it goes still out the front door. Communication. If you are going to miss school, you will need to contact us. We are going to treat no-call, no-shows like absences. I don't always mean to sound threatening in these things, but I want to remind you all the time to value your seat here. The things that can get you disinvited are not taking advantage of it, not doing your work, not showing up to school. And, you know, I know that this is a crazy time, but you at the very least need to call us if you are not going to be here. So, you know, it may be time to start examining some seats around here if people are not seizing this opportunity. Make sure that you are. And for the most part, everything I hear is great. So I don't mean to sound so negative, but it is important that people who I am talking to hear this message. You must also be keeping up with your coursework, and that means everything. So talk to your teachers, check your grades. See to it that you complete all the assigned work within the allotted time frame as well. You know, I'll talk to some students and say, hey, you're not really keeping up. And they'll say, I'm doing my work. Making some progress is not the same as meeting requirements. And teachers, I think, have very reasonable expectations as far as what is required of you and what amount of time. See to it that you are doing everything. We will have a study hall this Friday. That's our first one of the year. And so in addition to, well, threatening your place here and not passing a class, there is the added incentive of not being placed in study hall Friday when everyone else is doing something fun and working on homework. So keep yourself out of study hall as well. last communication thing, I think. If you need to contact a parent, guardian, ride, etc., those calls need to be made through the office. If we get a call from your parent that says, oh, you know, so-and-so just texted me and said she's not feeling well, well, that tells on you that you were texting in class or whatever. We're going to find out about it if your parent needs to come to school or you need to leave and check out. So just come to the office. We can make calls that way. This week's activity, House Arrest Book Club. We started yesterday, but that will continue today. We're going to adjust time just a little bit to not eat up too much of any one block. I hope you're enjoying this. And a little heads up, pay attention to instructions today. There is going to be a bit of a contest on Friday, and I'm going to let your teachers explain this a little more in detail. But from what I understand, you are going to come up with an alternate ending. So we will then have a kind of collective reading and a vote on who has the best alternate ending. But be thinking about that as you read and you know, understand the plot more and more. How might this have gone differently, and what would be interesting? Just be marinating on that while you read. And then a reminder of our website and calendar. Follow that calendar. Check it regularly. Check your diabetes. It's important. There again is my contact information if you need it. And let's look at this map real quick. Okay. If you're from the sky here, and so there is our building. There is our basketball court. That's north. This is our parking lot. And so you can see here that this is a starting point. And this is labeled directionally traveling east. This is a one-way parking lot. Do not back onto Wood Street here or try to drive this way. It goes east only. Now at this point, you can go south and get out in any of these ways. That is a little bit tight back there and overgrown, so maybe you want to go ahead and turn left. But once you turn left, if you are not picking up a student, this is the area of Brook Street we want you to avoid, the road right in front of the school. So you can turn right here, head towards Washington, that's east. You can turn left and go west, but only a little ways, and then you've got to go left or right on Wood. We're trying to reduce congestion here in front of the building. It's not safe to have too many people cram there when everyone's trying to leave. So don't come there if you don't need to. Your car's cool, I swear. If you are picking up another student, one, that student needs to remain in front of the building. And so it looks like a firecracker here or something, but that is the pickup area. So students need to hang out here right in front of the building, in front of the steps, in the grass, whatever. You can even be under the awning if you need to, but that is the pickup area. Drive carefully here, everywhere in general, but especially right here. Don't trip your tires, don't rev your engine, don't speed, don't do silly stuff. There's dangerous. In general, I think teenagers don't respect the power of vehicles. I know that I didn't when I was your age. And I have known several people that are no longer with us, that were my age, that, well, cars are serious business. Your fleshy body was really not meant to travel 70 miles an hour. But it is what it is. That's how we get around. But respect that machinery as the potentially dangerous thing that it is, especially in front of our building. All right, this is a dude in a truck video, but I'm not going to tell you about politics or anything. We're going to talk about the parking lot at JSC. Okay, so for the purpose of this video, I'm going to pretend like I'm a student exiting the JSC parking lot. So I'm going to do this safely. Alright, here we go. I'm going to go down the one way, which is this way. Who has parked like this? That's a strange choice of a parking space, but we'll go around the right direction, of course. Okay, here I have an option to go right or left. I could do either one, but if I gotta pick up somebody at JSC, I gotta take a left. And I might just do that anyway, because it's kind of a tight squeeze over there to the right. Now, if I was not picking up anyone at school, I could take a right here and go east, and that would be permissible. But I can also go this way. Very temporarily west. And now on Wood Street, I could take a right or a left and go north or south. But the only reason I'm going to continue forward is if I'm picking someone up directly in front of the JSC building. Now, I'm going to be very careful right here, because this is a pedestrian center in front of a school, and safety is the most important thing when driving. Now, this is where I may begin picking up riders from the JSC front yard. I'm going to put my car in park, I'm going to stay out of the way, be safe, and then I can continue without squealing my tires or speeding off or being loud. Hunter, Kayla, Daniel,